6 lucky numbers to win the lottery. Thursday, the 14th of August, 2025. What if I told you that your lucky numbers might carry more than just the chance to win? They might hold messages meant just for you. In this video, we're not just talking about numbers on a ticket. We're exploring 6 powerful symbols, 6 vibrations of energy, each with a deeper meaning that can align your choices, awaken your intuition, and help guide you toward real abundance. Not just financial wealth, but spiritual clarity, emotional fulfillment, and a deeper sense of purpose. You see, luck isn't just a matter of chance. According to both ancient wisdom and modern insight, what you attract often mirrors who you are, your thoughts, your energy, your alignment with truth. That's why some numbers seem to appear in your life again and again, on clocks, receipts, license plates, quietly nudging you to pay attention. And as we look ahead to Thursday, August 14th, 2025, these 6 numbers may carry clues not just for winning a prize, but for realigning with the life you were meant to live. Whether you're here for fun, for faith, or for a deeper message, stay with me. Because today's numbers come with more than luck, they come with meaning. Let's begin. 1. Number 33. Divine Service and Higher Purpose. Number 33, often referred to as the Master Teacher, carries a powerful vibration of divine service, higher calling, and unconditional love. It represents not just compassion in theory, but the kind that moves into action, healing others, guiding communities, and standing as a quiet pillar of spiritual leadership. The energy of 33 reminds us that true greatness doesn't come from control or dominance, but from service, humility, and emotional depth. Numerologically, 3 + 3 = 6, a number linked with nurturing, responsibility, and harmony, highlighting that this path is not just spiritual but deeply human. When the number 33 begins to appear in your life, it is often a call to rise above ego-driven goals and instead create from the soul, whether that's through art, teaching, caregiving, or simply living with integrity and love in your everyday actions. It's a number of purpose, and those who resonate with it are often supported by unseen forces, spiritual guides, ancestors, or a deeper intuitive knowing, helping to guide them toward choices that benefit the greater good. The Buddha once said, "Radiate boundless love towards the entire world." This aligns beautifully with the message of 33, to serve not for recognition, but for the inner joy of uplifting others. In today's world, where many feel disconnected or disillusioned, this message becomes even more urgent. To look within and ask, what can I do that brings healing to those around me? Whether you're in a corporate office, a kitchen, or a place of worship, living through the lens of divine service shifts your energy and that of the world around you. Trust that you're not alone on this path. The whispers of wisdom from ancestors and unseen protectors are nudging you forward, not to save the world, but to serve it, one act of compassion at a time. As the Zen proverb says, "Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water." The divine is often in the simplest tasks, done with a heart full of love and purpose. 2. Number 11. Intuition and Spiritual Awakening. Let's talk about the number 11, not just any number, but a powerful force, often called a master number for a reason. When you see 11 show up in your life, maybe on the clock, a receipt, or a lottery ticket, it's often more than a coincidence. It's a gentle nudge from the universe, a sign that your intuition is sharpening and you're being called to listen more deeply to that quiet voice inside. This number carries the energy of spiritual awakening and inner guidance. It shows up during those times when life feels uncertain, or when you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. The number 11 reminds you to slow down, to be still, to trust that soft but steady inner wisdom that often gets drowned out by the noise of daily life. It asks, are you paying attention to the subtle truths in your life? There's a well-known story about Marcus, a man from Arizona, who kept noticing 11:11 on his clock and decided to start using those moments to reflect instead of rushing through his day. One Thursday, after months of seeing the number and feeling a shift in how he trusted his decisions, he bought a lottery ticket, just one, and surprisingly won a life-changing prize. But he always said the biggest win wasn't the money. It was how he'd learned to trust himself, to listen to his instincts, and stop doubting the path he was on. That's the real message behind 11. It's not just about luck or numbers, it's about connection to yourself, your purpose, and the unseen wisdom guiding you. So ask yourself today, where in your life are you being asked to listen more deeply? What truths have you been ignoring that are quietly asking to be heard? When you start to notice these signs and honor them, you unlock more than luck. You align with clarity and peace. Remember, luck doesn't always come from outside. It often begins the moment you trust what's within. 3. Number 27. Emotional and spiritual alignment. Today, let's talk about a number that might be quietly calling out to you, especially as we move into Thursday, August 14th, 2025, number 27. This isn't just a number you see on a lottery ticket. It carries a deep, almost hidden message about your current path and inner life. You see, 27 is a blend of two powerful forces. The number 2, which stands for connection, harmony, and intuition, and the number 7, which is often seen as the number of spiritual insight, quiet wisdom, and awakening. When these two energies come together, they create a kind of spiritual alignment that invites you to take a pause and ask yourself something very important. Am I living in tune with my soul, or am I living based on fear, pressure, or other people's expectations? That's the gift of the number 27. It arrives in your life like a gentle checkpoint, a moment of reflection where the universe asks you to slow down and truly listen to your inner voice. As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. So, in a world that constantly pulls you in different directions, can you find the courage to return home to yourself? Can you take a breath, look within, and choose a path that feels aligned with your deepest values? The appearance of 27 isn't random. It often shows up just when you're ready for a subtle awakening, a shift in how you relate to yourself and the world around you. So let me ask you this. What is your intuition quietly whispering to you right now? And more importantly, are you willing to listen? Because sometimes the real lottery win isn't the money, but the moment we realize we're living from our truth. Keep that in mind as you go through this day, and stay open to the signs that are guiding you not just outside, but deep within. If you've watched up to this point, you're already aligning yourself with the energy of luck and abundance. Comment below with lucky vibes only to lock in your intention to attract prosperity. Don't click away yet, there's still more magic waiting. Stay until the end to discover how these 6 lucky numbers for Thursday, August 14th, 2025, could shift your fortune in powerful ways. 4. Number 5. Catalyst for change. Number 5 carries a deep, transformative energy. It symbolizes movement, change, and the freedom to break free from the routines that may have quietly drained our inspiration. In many traditions, including numerology and ancient spiritual teachings, the number 5 is often seen as the spark that ignites when life has become too predictable or stagnant. If you've been feeling like each day blends into the next, as though you're living on autopilot, the presence of this number is not just coincidence, it's a wake-up call. The universe, like a kind friend shaking your shoulder gently in the early morning, is asking you to take action. In August 2025, This energy is amplified by the influence of Mercury, the planet associated with communication, agility, and decision-making. This makes it an especially important time to speak clearly, act decisively, and make room for change that aligns with your true path. The Buddha once said, "To understand everything is to forgive everything," and this includes forgiving ourselves for staying too long in comfort zones that no longer serve us. Think of this as a season to shed what's familiar, not out of frustration, but with the grace of knowing that evolution is part of life. Change may feel uncertain, but it is also rich with potential. Whether it's shifting your career, refreshing your mindset, or simply choosing new habits that better reflect who you've become. Number 5. Encourages bold, mindful movement. As the Japanese Zen proverb teaches, the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. This wisdom reminds us to stay flexible and responsive as we navigate life's turning points. In modern life, where busyness often disguises stagnation, being intentional about change can reignite purpose. So, if this number appears to you on receipts, clocks, or even lottery picks, consider it an invitation to awaken from the monotony and rediscover what it means to be truly alive. 5. Number 14. Vision meets structure. Number 14, where vision meets structure, is a powerful reminder that dreaming big means little without a solid foundation to build on. This number is a blend of 1, symbolizing new beginnings and leadership, and 4, representing stability, discipline, and structure. When these energies come together, they create a perfect balance for those of you who are not just wishing for success, but ready to work toward it with intention and clarity. Number 14 doesn't rush. It moves with purpose. It's like a builder who doesn't just sketch out a beautiful house, but also lays every brick carefully, knowing each one matters. You're being encouraged to dream boldly, but act wisely. Now ask yourself, are your plans grounded in reality, or are they still floating in the clouds? Let's take the story of Michael, a retired Navy veteran from Georgia, who started seeing the number 14 repeatedly after losing his job. He took it as a sign not to gamble recklessly, but to align his long-held dream of owning a fishing business with a solid, step-by-step plan. With patience and vision, he started small, reinvested carefully, and within 2 years, not only had he turned his luck around, but he also won a modest lottery prize on August 14th, enough to expand his business. Was it just chance, or was he in sync with something greater? When number 14 shows up in your life, it may be urging you to rebuild from experience and not from desperation. So ask yourself, what area of your life needs both bold vision and grounded structure right now? Whether it's your career, relationships, or personal growth, this number is a call to trust the process, plan wisely, and act with purpose. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Real luck isn't just about hitting the jackpot. It's about preparing yourself so that when the opportunity comes, you're truly ready to receive it. 6. Number 10. Completion and new beginnings. Imagine this. You've been working so hard, pushing through challenges, doubts, and those quiet moments when you wondered if anything would ever change. And now, here comes the number 10. Not just as a symbol, but as a quiet whisper from the universe, reminding you that you are standing at the edge of something new. You see, the number 10 isn't really an ending, it's a powerful turning point, a threshold between where you've been and where you're about to go. It invites you to pause, breathe, and take stock of all the lessons you've gathered on your path. Maybe it hasn't been easy lately, maybe things felt stuck or uncertain, but this number tells a different story. It says, you're not stuck, you're shifting. Just like the Buddha once said, no matter how hard the past, you can always begin again. That means today, right now, is the perfect moment to let go of what no longer serves you and step into what's coming next. Have you taken time to reflect on how far you've come? What doors might be opening in your life right now that you've been too tired or distracted to see? Number 10 carries the energy of completion, not in the sense that everything is finished, but rather that you've gathered what you needed from one phase of life and are now being guided toward another. So ask yourself gently, what is it time to release, and what is it time to welcome? In the world of luck and intuition, 10 is like a spiritual checkpoint, a signpost saying, "You're almost there, just one more step." Trust the timing of your life. Just as night gives way to dawn and winter to spring, this moment of transition is rich with unseen potential. The journey isn't over. It's just beginning again, wiser, clearer, and more aligned with who you're meant to become. So as you look toward Thursday, August 14th, 2025, and think about your lucky numbers, remember, number 10 may just be the spark you've been waiting for, the sign that the universe is clearing the path for your next breakthrough. You've just uncovered the 6 lucky numbers for Thursday, August 14th, 2025. Well done. If you're feeling aligned with abundance, comment "Luck Unlocked" below to affirm your readiness to receive. But don't stop here. Next, we're diving into 5 daily habits that will make you rich in every way, not just in money, but in peace, purpose, and happiness. Stay with us and take the next step on your journey to a truly abundant life. 5 daily habits that will make you rich in every way. In today's fast-paced world, we often chase success thinking it's all about money, status, or having more things. But what if true wealth isn't just about what's in your bank account, but what's in your mind, your heart, and your daily actions? Imagine waking up each day feeling peaceful, focused, and deeply fulfilled, knowing that you're growing in every part of your life. That's the kind of richness we're talking about here. In this video, we'll explore 5 simple daily habits that can make you rich in every way, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and socially. These timeless practices, inspired by Buddhist wisdom, are small but powerful steps toward a more abundant and meaningful life. Number 1. Start the day with mindful gratitude. Each morning offers us a silent, golden invitation, a chance to begin again before the world demands anything from us. Before the news headlines stir anxiety, before your inbox fills with obligations, and long before the outside world claims your attention, give yourself the gift of stillness. Just sit quietly, even for a few minutes, and breathe, not to accomplish anything but to simply arrive in the present moment. Begin with mindful gratitude, the kind that doesn't rely on dramatic blessings or perfect circumstances, but rather draws strength from life's quiet miracles, the breath flowing in and out of your lungs, the roof that shelters you, the clean water that sustains you, or the loved ones whose presence lights up your day. This practice of noticing and appreciating, no matter how small the gift, is not sentimental, it's transformative. When we train our minds to focus on what we do have rather than what we lack, we rewire our emotional and mental responses to life itself. As the Buddha wisely said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little." That teaching reminds us that even an imperfect day holds something worth honoring. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages of scarcity, telling us we need more success, more beauty, more stuff, gratitude brings us back to the truth. We are already standing on abundant ground. Practicing gratitude each morning is not about ignoring life's problems. It's about strengthening our hearts to meet them. Neuroscience now confirms what ancient wisdom has long taught, that consistent gratitude reshapes the brain, reduces stress, and even enhances decision-making. It creates a powerful shift from reaction to reflection. In this way, gratitude doesn't just make you feel better, it makes you see better. And when you can see more clearly, you live more wisely. In modern life, where the pace is relentless and the pressure to succeed is constant, starting your day with thankfulness is a radical act. It's a quiet stand against burnout and emotional fatigue. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh so beautifully put it, because you are alive, everything is possible. When you take this to heart, you begin to recognize that life itself is a rare and precious gift, not a race to win, but a moment to embrace. So instead of grabbing your phone in the morning and diving headfirst into someone else's curated reality, gently turn inward, feel your breath, look out the window, listen to the quiet. Then ask yourself, what am I thankful for right now? Even if the answer is as simple as, I woke up, that's more than enough. Over time, this morning ritual becomes more than a practice. It becomes a way of being. When your days begin with appreciation, you anchor yourself in peace, clarity, and emotional strength. You'll start to notice that things flow more smoothly, conversations feel lighter, and decisions come with less doubt. You become less reactive and more intentional. You create an inner wealth that naturally begins to reflect outward in your work, your relationships, your energy, and even your opportunities. This is not magic. This is mindfulness in action. In a society that rewards constant doing, gratitude teaches us the power of being. So tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, take just a few minutes to sit with your life just as it is and silently say, thank you. That simple habit may not only change how you feel, it may change who you become. And in that quiet transformation lies the kind of richness that no one can take from you. Number 2, practice right speech. After starting your day with mindful gratitude, the next habit that quietly transforms your life and brings a deeper kind of wealth is practicing right speech. Have you ever noticed how the words you choose can either build bridges or burn them? The way we speak doesn't just affect others, it shapes our own emotional world too. When we speak with kindness, truthfulness, and purpose, we create a ripple of peace that touches not only the people we talk to, but also the energy within us. Right speech is a principle rooted in the Buddha's Noble Eightfold Path, and it encourages us to avoid lying, gossiping, harsh criticism, and idle chatter, not as a restriction, but as a doorway to freedom. When you pause before speaking and ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? You begin to notice how much power you actually hold in your voice. What kind of conversations are you contributing to in your daily life? Are your words creating trust, or are they feeding frustration, envy, or conflict? This awareness alone can shift how people respond to you in your workplace, your family, and your social circles, because people are drawn to those who speak with integrity and compassion. Words can be medicine or poison, and this daily habit helps you choose the healing path. Consider how much energy is wasted on complaining or criticizing. What if you took that same energy and used it to encourage someone, offer a solution, or speak appreciation? Just like practicing gratitude, right speech isn't about being perfect, it's about being conscious. It's not about holding back your truth either, but rather learning to express it in a way that honors both you and the person you're speaking to. The Buddha once said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." This reminds us that quality always matters more than quantity. When you practice this habit every day, you'll start to notice a shift. Your relationships will feel lighter, communication will become clearer, and misunderstandings will decrease. And more importantly, you'll feel more at peace with yourself, because your speech will be in alignment with your values. In today's digital world, where words can spread instantly through messages and social media, this practice becomes even more important. Are you using your voice to lift others up or to tear them down, even unintentionally? Right speech isn't just for monks or spiritual seekers. It's a practical habit for anyone who wants to live with more integrity and create deeper, more meaningful connections. The wealth that comes from this is not only emotional but also social and even professional, because people naturally gravitate toward those who speak with clarity, honesty, and kindness. So today, ask yourself, how can I speak more mindfully? What conversations do I need to walk away from? And where can I use my voice to bring more light into the world? Remember, your words are a reflection of your mind. Use them with care, and they'll guide you toward a richer, more harmonious life, one conversation at a time. Number 3. Do one act of generosity. Let's move into the third habit that can make you rich in every way, and that's doing one simple act of generosity each day. Now, when people hear the word generosity, many think it means giving away money or material things, but that's a narrow view. Real generosity is much broader and more powerful. It's about giving from the heart. That might be a sincere compliment you give to a coworker who's been struggling, a few moments of your time to really listen to someone without interrupting, or offering your seat to someone on a crowded train. It could be helping a neighbor carry groceries or just sharing a warm, genuine smile with a stranger. These things may seem small, but they carry tremendous weight. Why? Because generosity, at its core, says something profound about your inner state. It says, I have enough. And when you act from a place of enough, the world reflects that back to you in ways you might not expect. As the Buddha once said, if you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it. That quote is not about guilt, it's about freedom. When you practice daily generosity, you break free from the grip of scarcity thinking. You move away from the feeling that you have to hold on tightly to what you have. You realize there's always something you can give, even if it's just your presence. And here's the amazing part. The more you give, the more abundant your life tends to feel. People respond to generosity with openness, trust, and goodwill. It strengthens your relationships, deepens your emotional well-being, and often leads to opportunities you couldn't have planned for. Have you ever helped someone, only to later find that the goodwill returned to you in the most unexpected way? Maybe that kindness came back through a new friendship, a job offer, or simply the joy of feeling deeply connected to someone else's happiness. That's not coincidence, that's the quiet return of compassion. In Buddhism, we call this dana, or the practice of giving, and it's considered the first of the 10 perfections on the path to enlightenment. So ask yourself, what can I give today? Not because I have to, but because I can. How can I show up for someone else, even briefly, in a way that reminds them they're not alone? When you live generously, you open a door in your own heart, and every time you open that door, life flows more freely in both directions. So instead of wondering whether you have enough to give, start with this truth. Your presence, your care, your words, they are already gifts. All you have to do is offer them. And over time, that habit of daily generosity will not only fill the world around you with more light, but it will leave you feeling richer, more whole, and deeply connected to the goodness that already lives inside you. What's one small act of generosity you can offer today? Maybe it's a kind word, a few minutes of deep listening, or simply a smile to someone who needs it. Share your answer in the comments, and let's inspire each other with simple ways to give from the heart. For example, today I'm going to call my grandmother just to listen and make her feel loved. Your presence is already a gift. Let's keep the circle of kindness growing. Number 4. Focus on deep work, not busy work. Let's move into the fourth daily habit that can quietly lead you to a life of wealth in every sense of the word, and that's focusing on deep work, not busy work. In today's world, It's so easy to mistake motion for progress. We fill our days with emails, endless meetings, to-do lists, multitasking, and notifications that buzz every few minutes, tricking us into feeling productive. But the truth is, being busy is not the same as being effective. Real growth, whether in your career, your relationships, or your inner self, comes from focused, uninterrupted effort on what truly matters. So, instead of spreading your energy thin across dozens of shallow tasks, choose just one meaningful thing each day and give it your full attention. No distractions, no switching back and forth. Just mindful, deliberate work. This is what we call deep work. It's the kind of focus that allows a writer to finish a book, a business owner to design a new strategy, or a person to sit with themselves long enough to untangle an old emotional knot. Deep work, practiced daily, builds momentum. And like interest in a savings account, its benefits compound over time, quietly but powerfully. The Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." When you train your mind to concentrate fully, you start to gain mastery over your time, your energy, and your future. You stop reacting to every little demand and start choosing how to show up for your own life. And isn't that the real goal? To live by design, not by default? So ask yourself honestly, what's the one task today that, if completed with care, would move your life forward in a meaningful way? And what distractions can you set aside, even for an hour, to give that task the space it deserves? The late Zen teacher, Shunryu Suzuki, once said, "When you do something, you should burn yourself completely, like a good bonfire, leaving no trace of yourself." That's the spirit of deep work, showing up so fully that you leave behind something clear, complete, and meaningful. In modern life, where we are constantly pulled in 100 directions, choosing to focus deeply on one thing is a radical act of clarity. It means giving yourself permission to slow down and do less, but better. It means resisting the pressure to always be available and instead being fully present with your craft, your family, or even your own breath. Over time, this habit doesn't just make you more productive, it makes you feel whole, centered, and deeply aligned with your values. It gives you the space to grow mastery, and mastery leads to confidence, trust, and opportunities that don't come from just being busy. So if you're tired of spinning your wheels, constantly feeling stretched thin, or wondering where your time goes, this is your invitation to slow down and choose depth over speed. Because when you consistently give your best energy to what matters most, the return is not just in results, it's in peace of mind, self-respect, and a life that feels rich, not rushed. Number 5. Reflect before you sleep. Let's close the day with the 5th habit that can help make you rich in every way, and that's the practice of reflecting before you sleep. In the quiet moments at the end of your day, when the world begins to slow down and your mind starts to settle, that's the perfect time to turn inward and check in with yourself. Not with judgment, but with gentle honesty. Ask yourself, did I act with kindness today? Did I speak or behave in a way that may have caused harm? What did I learn, not just from success, but from struggle? This kind of reflection isn't about perfection. It's about presence, being present with your own choices, thoughts, and actions, so you can grow a little each day. In a world that constantly pushes us forward to the next task, the next goal, the next distraction, taking even 5 minutes at night to pause and review your day creates space for inner clarity. The Buddha once taught, to understand everything is to forgive everything. And this wisdom reminds us that reflection brings both understanding and compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. How often do you give yourself the grace to learn, rather than the pressure to always get it right? By making reflection a daily habit, your experiences turn into insight, and your insight turns into wisdom. You begin to see patterns in your behavior. You catch the small things before they grow into regrets, and you learn to carry your values into each day with more awareness. Maybe you notice that you were more reactive in a conversation than you'd like, or perhaps you see how a small act of patience led to a beautiful moment. Either way, you're building a deeper relationship with yourself, and that kind of self-knowledge is a form of true wealth. So ask yourself this: what did I give today? What did I withhold? What could I do differently tomorrow to be more in line with who I really want to be? This isn't a test, it's a gift. A chance to learn from your life instead of rushing through it. And in doing so, you create a cycle of steady, conscious growth. Over time, this nightly pause becomes a source of emotional grounding and inner peace. You sleep better. You carry less tension. You begin to trust yourself more because you know you're not just drifting through life. You're participating in it fully, learning, adjusting, and staying aligned with your values. In today's busy world, success often gets measured by what we produce, achieve, or collect. But real success is deeply tied to who we become in the process. When you reflect before you sleep, you build that success from the inside out. So tonight, when the noise dies down and you're about to close your eyes, take a moment to check in with your heart. What did today teach you? And how will you carry that forward into tomorrow? In that simple question lies the key to lifelong growth and a life that feels not only successful, but deeply meaningful. And there you have it, 6 powerful lucky numbers to guide you through Thursday, the 14th of August, 2025. Whether you're hoping for a lottery win or simply aligning with a deeper sense of purpose, remember, true luck often begins within through clarity, intention, and mindful living. If you found this video meaningful or inspiring, please give it a like. Share it with someone who could use a little extra luck and insight. And don't forget to subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom for more content like this. Be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos filled with spiritual guidance, life lessons, and modern-day reflections rooted in timeless Buddhist wisdom. Until next time, may your path be clear, your heart be full, and your steps be guided by both intuition and insight. Thank you for being part of The Journey of Wisdom.